Deacon Michael, a pleasure to have you join us tonight. We'll begin from the politics of Benue State. A lot of controversy surrounding the removal of the Chief Justice of Benue State. Now the House of Assembly are now giving justification over the recommendation of the removal of the State Chief Justice. They're saying that they relied on the provisions of Section 292 of the 1999 Constitution as amended to reach their decision. They were addressing the media earlier today. The majority leader of the House, Flama, other members explained that the resolution of the House was based on the allegations level against the Chief Judge with evidence of wrongdoings therein attached. They maintained that what they did was within the confines of Section 292 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, which empowered the House upon an address by the governor and supported by two-thirds majority of the House in the cases of misconduct, is inability to perform its duties or any other ground provided by the law. I recall that the NBA had written and, of course, reacted over the matter, and a lot of concern inviting the NJC to also intervene over the matter. The National Assembly have also asked that the Judiciary Committee of the Senate investigate properly over the matters within the Benue State crisis. Members of the House of Assembly are speaking differently, some justifying the action and some against that decision. Tonight, we'll try to do justice and, of course, knowing fully well what is the implication of this action. Is it just a matter of a House of Assembly? Are there forces or factors shaping the removal of the Chief Justice of Benue State, in which, as the law have also had explanation as to who has that power to do that? I'm being joined by a security expert and public affairs analyst, Dr. Jonathan Onoja. He's my guest tonight to extract all of this development. Thank you so much, Doctor, for being part of Big Talk tonight.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Benue State is on the news again, this time not for food or agricultural produce. We know Benue State to be the food basket of the nation. Again, a crisis against the judiciary, because, I mean, when we have institutions of executive, legislative, and the judiciary, they are to act independently and being the watchdog of each arm of the government. And interferences towards the judiciary and the removal of the Chief Justice of the state. What is your concern about that, the Chief Judge?
All right, thank you, Michael. I think before I go deep into these explanations, my view may not be the final, but I think our guests and also our viewers tonight will also do justice to analyze this within their mindset as they're listening to these conversations. Benue State, over the years, has been having some kind of bottlenecks since the coming in of the Reverend Father, His Excellency Hyacinth Alia. Started from the fight between him and the state APC State Chairman, Honorable Austin Agada, and party politics ongoing and all of that. So they have a kind of unrest in the state, and then down to the Chief Justice. It's laughable if you look at and if you watch the video of the proceedings in the State House, how the whole purported removal of the Chief Justice of the state was happened, you begin to now imagine the calibers and the characters that were voted into power to uphold such noble chamber. A place where you expected an honorable members to sit, to make laws that will benefit the people. You see, obviously, the division in the House over interest of, either one party saying you don't need to be here, you don't need to be, other parties are saying you have to be. If you look at what the speaker was saying, look at it critically and analyze it yourself, where a speaker is ordering colleagues to sit down or being suspended from the chamber. And then talking about the main issue, the meat of the matter, the removal of the Chief Justice of the state, shows that they don't even understand the law, which were even made by them. The session where they were actually hampering their decision on 292, they had to go through from 291. The decisions that they made that this Chief Justice to be removed are ordinarily meant to be recommendations, not a remover. It is upon an action taken by the NJC that perhaps the recommendations of the National Judicial Council to the agency that we even warrant the removal of the Chief Justice. Not, but it has happened across the state. We saw how it happened in Rivers State. We saw what is happening now in Lagos State, now in Benue State, and across all the state, even today. Look at what is happening in the National Assembly. So you agree with me that democracy in Nigeria is not right. And our judiciary system also have to come to the limelight of defending themselves. Look at what happened to then the Chief Justice of the Nation, the Honorable Justice Onoge, when he was purportedly removed from the office by the Buhari administration, and nothing happened. It seems like it's not a new normal. So if we begin to allow this to happen, then the judiciary have no relevance in our institutions anymore. So everybody must respect the tenets of the Constitution, and also must understand that there must be a division of labor for us to arrive at a position. If your decision, if your position is to recommend, then allow those who are saddled with the responsibility of either being sacked or removal to do that, just to do that.
Is it the National Judicial Council?
Of course, but if you now have to recommend, remove, or sack, then then they're not holding on to a laughable decision or a conclusion that no, they have just removed him, they have not sacked him. Of course, you cannot sack him. You cannot destroy what you did not make. You get it? So everybody has, that positions of influence, but nobody has monopoly. So I begin to wonder what the governor, His Excellency Reverend Dr. Hyacinth Alia, the Benue State governor, who ordinarily supposed to be a gentleman governor, to look at issues outside politics and address issues moral. Moral has to come to some of those things. Because when I listen to the speaker speaking and ordering his colleagues to sit or be suspended, and I wonder the counting mechanism that was actually even adopted where 23 was arrived at, I laughed at it. I laughed at it. So a whole lot of rascality and illegality has beclouded our legislative arms, and we need to address it as a matter of urgency. Otherwise, if this continue again, then we will not have a country to call Nigeria.
I mean, many senior advocates of Nigeria, like Falana, have also spoken over the matter. He said that the resolution is not only unjustifiable, but violate the spirit and intent of the Constitution of Nigeria. Let's get to the suspension of the members, about 13 members, who were standing against the removal of the Chief Justice. Do you feel that there are powers or aware of the House of Assembly members responding towards the power consideration? Because if we understand that if they have a petition against the Chief Justice, did they have a room to invite the Chief Justice for interrogation on all of those grounds before jumping into the removal?
Of course, there should be fair hearing. That is why we operate in a democratic system of government.
Was there any matter of such?
Well, there was nothing, and that is why my honourable member representing the good people for Badipo State constituency, Honourable Samuel Aguchi, said, "Look, gentlemen, this is wrong. Do you understand? That was the honourable member that was asked to sit or be suspended from the House, and that they have done. You see, people with conscience and with good upbringing have conscience, have morals in them, and they look at it and say, come, even if there was a petition against this man, there is a committee on ethics and privilege, and they need to actually go on with their investigation. Upon the conclusion of this investigation, they make recommendations to the House. It is upon that the House can take decision. But that the same day there's a petition written, the same day there's a vote for removal, and the same day the removal has just taken place. And I begin to wonder what we now call democracy in such arms. So I think the 30 members that were actually suspended are people that we should celebrate. These are people that have hold.
Are there some lawyers within the House of Assembly? Because some person are saying, can we question the lawyers that are also members of the House?
Of course, you see, like there's an allegation of money sharing and all of that. You see, unfortunately, like I was trying to say, if our reasoning, our moral reasoning has been beclouded with politics of bitterness and poverty, as taking some persons and then they believe in stomach infrastructure.
So do you feel this is politics?
I feel this is politics, of course.
Within the House?
Of course, this is politics. You can imagine the way and manner the speaker unjustly, even when they were raising the point of order, unjustly said he should sit out. You should say that they should sit. And those that were even making, attempt to see an alternative, how best they could address the matter, they were all shut up. And those that could not actually, withstand it, said, okay, fine, if I can't be part of them, not longer to join them, but let me be absent. So that history could be kind to me. They requested that they must have a seat. And if they walk out of the house, that's of course that they're going to be suspended. But we have seen even on national television where members walked out of a place that is chaotic, because of course what they have created is a chaotic situation that do not actually request good reasoning members to sit, and so what they have to do, excuse them. But unfortunately, the speaker uses his power, veto power, to say, "Come, once you excuse the house, you will be fired," and that is their right. It's their constitutional right to excuse them when situations are not palatable within the confines of the law, because these are lawmakers, and they shouldn't be fined in the situations where illegality is the order of the day. And so these 30 members that are actually suspended indefinitely are the people that we should celebrate. They are the true heroes of democracy.
They work against the other members.
Of course, their voices will be heard better, because you see, in a situation or in a country where we have come to believe so much that integrity does not matter, these are people that I feel that history should be kind to them. Are you understanding me? Because if you look at the provisions of the law, it gives room for interrogations. It gives room for investigations. It gives room for a committee to come up with recommendations. You understand it? Even in the case of the Buhari-led administration and that of the Onoge, there were processes. You could allege that the NJC were actually bought. The National Judicial Council was bought over with some members divided and all of that. But that did not happen from the state, from the National Assembly. That never happened from the National Assembly. We just saw how the rascality happened within the agency, and then before you know, some member of even the NBA could not even do anything. They are gone. He was gone. But this one, the same day the recommendations, the same day the petition, and the same day the removal. It shows that we don't actually have democracy in this country.
I mean, there's a development coming from the National Assembly. The Senate had to set up a committee, of course, by a motion that was moved by one of the senators to look at the matter from the Benue State Association. But let's look at the fears surrounding all of this move, because we might not just wake up to know that the CJN was actually, the Chief Justice of the State was actually removed by just a mere speculations or allegations against him without giving a proper investigation. Do you feel that there's anything in the cupboard that they are hiding to make this move already from the House of Assembly?
Of course, it's politics. You get it? It's politics. If you listened to my opening remarks, I have told you that there were actually issues. If you even also looked at some of the petitions or perhaps the allegations that they were actually raising, it's like that they were saying that the Chief Justice were actually, having some gains with some politicians within the state. Again, you understand it? And of course, if it were actually in their favor, they wouldn't have actually said anything. But perhaps it's not in their favor. And so it's politics. It's politics taken too far. And to me, that's dirty politics. You get it? If some of us find our ways into such house, I don't think such happens under people like us, because we have a voice. Our people were actually people we were let us into the house, and not just one speaker under the governor. You understand it? And so it is politics taken too far, and I expected a more diplomatic approach to the matter, not the kangaroo approach that was actually adopted by the Benue State House of Assembly. So if you ask me, in my honest opinion, I will say that the governor, for the sake of history, have to rewrite his name. How would he rewrite his name? Recall the peoples back, and then let them have a better approach to the issues. Even they can still rewrite the wrongs. Are you understanding? They can still right the wrongs. How? They can still call and recall themselves that was actually a blunder from them. It happens sometimes even in the court, that the court also can also say, look, the court has also done a mistakes. And so they can call themselves and say, okay, look, what is the right thing to be done? They can do this, they can do that, and they make the recommendations. And to the governor. And the governor also can as well either append the signature or not.
He has the veto power to say, no, I do not actually agree with this. I do not agree with this. We have seen that happen in so many states. But if a situations where the governor is in line with them, then of course what happened yesterday will be like the handwriting of the governor. That is what so many people has come to say, that the governor is actually behind all of these things. Who will share the money? Allegedly. Is it the speaker? Allegedly. Yeah. Who will share the money? Is it the speaker? Right. Who will bring the money? It's for the executive. Right. Of course, for the executive.
I mean, do you feel that this can incite issues of crisis within the state if it's not well managed?
It is the reason why I'm here. I do not just, honor your invitations because I want to discuss politics. As a matter of fact, if you look at me, I am not politically inclined anymore. I've tested the mud water of politics, but then I can tell you for free that I am not enjoying politics the way it ought to be. And that is why Saint like us, if I have to use the word saint, some saint like us will not want to actually go into politics, dirty waters, into the mud waters of politics in Benue State anymore. Now, let me tell you the issues. It will, of course, going to bring a civil unrest in the state. It's going to also fuel issues of insecurity in the state. If you understand the terrain in Benue State, the state is already heated with so much insecurity. From the Agatu on a daily basis, Fulani's headers and all of that. If you go to Otukpo today, a lot of attacks on innocent people. Just few weeks ago, there was attacks in Okumaju, in Otukpo local government, and also in Asa. There are also civil arrests in Okum local government, in Kwande, and across all the states. These are areas where insecurity have taken all over. And we are also adding again our own human insecurity. Because what that means is that some parties are already disgruntled. What do you expect of them? What do you expect? A lot of things is going to come from them and as well to make the state ungovernable. When you feel that once position cannot influence anything in the state, take a madman, one that is already mad, for instance. When he comes across the state and across the road on a highway and lies down, there will be hold up for numbers of hours. It takes diplomacy to take him away. Not to talk about someone that is intellectually sound, someone that is occupying positions, someone that has people that vote him into power. You think you can just unjustly suspend him and you allow him you think he's going to go scot-free? No. He also want to do something that will make the state ungovernable for you. If you think you've removed me from here, then I can do other things also to make your place ungovernable. So let us not begin to add human insecurity to the already heated environment, already heated atmosphere, already heated Benue State already. We should look at other approach, other mechanisms to solve the problems that we are already bringing. We are bringing in first fireworks into our homes. And when it begin to affect us tomorrow, we'll begin to blame the Fulanis. This is not about the Fulanis anymore. This is about us creating the problems. And so let us not begin to hate ourselves so much that we would want to kill ourselves or, destroy our states for politics.
I mean, one may ask, is the ruling party divided within the state, the APC?
Of course, you've known very well, and I keep making references. If you look at it, the Benue State today is an APC state. The governor is still an APC governor. But then you look at it, the internal crisis, internal party politics is actually affecting the states so bad. The Honorable Austin Agada, who actually led the campaign that brought about His Excellency Governor Hyacinth Alia, was the recognized state party chairman of the APC. Now, for reasons best known to some parties and stakeholders, which were actually led by the governor, they said, no, you can't be. And that has actually been a battle in the state. I don't want to go into that because they have their best solutions to that. Now, for some reasons, they brought a committee that was led by one of Male, and then again, they have nullified it again in court. And that they have also recognized the Austin Agada-led APC state chairman as the recognized APC state chairman. So that also is a battle. So within the state, the APC is divided against itself. And a house who is divided against itself,
affecting the administrations and governance.
Of course. And a house who, like I said, is divided against itself can never stand. Are you understanding me? So a lot of things have to be rewrite. A lot of wrongs have to be rewrite, and there must be this natural forgiveness, so that the people can enjoy the true dividends of democracy. Otherwise, Benue State will be in comatose in the days to come.
Tell us the composition of the House of Assembly, the party combination and otherwise.
Of course, you see, the little I know, the APC is the majority in Benue State. However, the PDP also has their stand. But unfortunately, like we all know, the PDP members in the State House of Assembly, I don't think they're up to even 6. I don't think so. They are up to 6.
So the rest is APC.
The rest is APC.
No other parties in the House.
No party apart from APC
and PDP.
and PDP. And then within the same PDP, within the same APC, if I am correct, please, do you still have a kind of anti-party? You still have some kind of anti-party who are supporting the governor and those who are also against the governor. For reasons best known to them, but I can say for bad policies, lack of policy sequences, bad of administrations, and his inability to tackle insecurity. That has also been an issue because it affects them down to the constituency, to their constituency. It affects them. On daily basis, they go and do max barrier and all of that. Even the local government chairman, they are aware, but they can't actually say anything. They can't say anything. And so you see how politics has, created a problem for even the progress and the development of the state. When the people, like the Bible said, when the right people are in power, the people rejoice. Can you go to Benue State today and say the people are rejoicing? When you have to bury your loved ones on a daily basis, and then they will tell you it's not the making of a governor. Who is the chief secretary of the state? He has been empowered so much and it takes the security force of the state. It is less for him to utilize it and mobilize the people to do the right thing. But when you keep, playing politics, today playing other different politics, you will keep blaming the people. Even when there was the Otopo bank robbery, the governor never showed up. The governor never showed up. The people who voted for you, people were buried, killed on the body light, and a situation of such magnitude, he never showed up. And some people were often going to defend him that his deputy was there. Who is the chief secretary of the state? It is the governor, not the deputy governor. You get it? So when we talk about the issues of administration and governance, it takes someone with foresight, somebody that has the mind of the people to do what is right. You see, if ordinarily these issues that happen in the State House of Assembly in Benue State does not concern the governor, it will take 24 hours as the governor to call them to reconvene a meeting and see how best he can mediate. That is the part. That is when the father is talking. That is when the governor is talking. But when you have it at your interest, well, whatever happens is to go to hell. And to me, that is not the essence of governance. So the real essence of governance, security, we must provide security for the people. Now, can the people of Benue State boast that the security for them? The answer is no. Can the people of Benue State be happy that outside their daily going to farms, which they cannot even go to farm again? The farming season is here. And that is why people like us, through the National Association of Indoma Security Professionals, are coming up with Security Summit to see how we can best address the issues of insecurity in Benue South. Otherwise, our people cannot go to farm. Go to Agatuk today, the people are dying. Go to Otukpo today, the people are being killed and maimed on a daily basis. You cannot travel across Naka Road even on the body light because of fears of kidnappers. Go to Ukum, people are being buried on a daily basis in issues of mass burial. And again, you will hear the governor say that the state is in peace when your people are being killed and maimed. So we need to address the issues of true governance before we talk about personal interest. What happened in the State House of Assembly is about personal interest and fear for 2027, if I must say this. So let's do the right thing.
I mean, as we begin to wrap up, peace must, there's no how we can talk of development without having peace. And for much concern, those are maybe say, does it look that the governor has all of the power, security-wise, to give the protection to the people of Benue State when we have the presidency being in charge of, as the Grand Commander of the Armed Forces? What more can be done if we look critically into the security problems within the state?
If you look at it, we agree that we run a centralized security architecture. And I must also agree that it is as a result of the over-centralized security architectures that we have that's also created the more problems. And that is why even if before a CP, a commissioner of police, has to act in a state, he has to hear from Oga at the top. So until we decentralize our over-centralized security architecture...
Do you support state policing?
Oh, of course I do, but in a more, in a more civilized manner. And then if we must do state security, state policing, we would rather have to do with about community policing. Why is community policing? Community policing is more active. Community policing is more active in the sense that they stay within the community, they know so much about the community. But when we talk about state policing will be hijacked by, and which is a fear of some of the actors, by the state government. But when we talk about by community policing, it is still a federal government still in charge. However, the states, the community apparatus, through the traditional rulers, the vigilantes, head of vigilantes, the DPOs, and all of the formations down to the area commanders will be carried along. And in all of these things, the communities will be involved as well. What they talk about community policing is the community versus the police. And so when there's no trust from the community to the police, then we cannot have an effective community policing. So first, our police system must first regain the trust of the people. Then we cannot talk about effective community policing. Not until that, the fear for state policing will still be there because of the state actors hijacking the powers that be. And so let's talk about community policing, neighborhood watch, as a best way to actually solve some of the issues of insecurity in the state. And again, let me also say this, that talking about the powers of the governors, the governor have so much to do. Why did I say so? When these governors want to contest for second term or first term, they do so much within their power to gain it. I have seen a governor who will tell you to your face that he will do everything to get his second term, and he has done it. You wonder that a governor who will be in the battlefront all along in his first term and in the first term will look like he has lost it. But when it is towards the tail end of his first term, because he's looking for the second tenure, he will do everything within his power to do that. Have you also taken note that the power, the strength they use in getting their second term is also equivalent to the strength they can also use to get insecurity out of the state? That they can go to a place to do campaign till 11 p.m., 12 a.m. and there is no attack on their convoys, and they still come back home to sleep till the following day. They can still do this. They can still ensure that the state has the same peace. Take for example from the National Assembly, from the Villa Gate, the moment Mr. President is going to the airport, you see how our military people are all lined up down to the airport because the president is passing. When there are emergencies in the state, they deploy them to strategic locations. Why? Because there's an emergency. But we do not see our country and the insecurity now that we are in a situation of emergency, and that after that period that the president has actually passed, they withdraw this manpower and also reallocate them or redeploy them to the men that be. And that is why you see a businessman having about 15 police officers using them for nothing. And that is why you see a cyber thug using 10 police officers for nothing. So if we release some of the figures of our security personnel that are attached to individuals and also to some of the National Assembly members, including the governors, you will see that we have enough to actually man and police our state. So when we talk about utilizing the state security votes properly, is that when you take the security votes, a governor will be there for his complete 4 years. He will never be the police station. A local government chairman will be there for complete 4 years. He will never be the police station. No security checkpoints. We cannot digitalize our checkpoints to a point where if someone is passing through the checkpoints, you will have to be in your studio like you are. People are watching you across the globe. You will be here to know what the other person is using to pass. Can't we digitalize our security system that way? Why churches, local churches are able and mosques are able to digitalize their system, that in a satellite system where they're in the headquarters holding services, their local churches can also see from there. Why can't we also strengthen our security apparatus within the state, utilizing the security votes to be for security? How do we have satellite? Do we have satellite? What is the facility policing in Benue State? Nothing. It is individuals that are contributing to their communities. So if the state government cannot utilize the security votes, then it is easier for them to tell the federal government that unfortunately we are not the CEC, we are not the chief in commander of the armed forces, and so for that reason, don't give us security votes again. Police us manage your security wise, so that we will know that it is up to the federal government. Not when we collect security votes and when we now say that yes, it is over to the federal government. No, we say no